You know who this is? Oh, this is Mark motherfucking Silvestri.
Yeah, Mark motherfucking Silvestri. Hey, it's dark down here. Man, it's really dark. That's crazy. That's crazy. Different time of the day. Darkness eludes. Hey, I just wanted to jump on real quick because so I'm sitting at work and I got the notification that the Ashcans finally arrived, which they were delayed because of some kind of weather thing. So I was supposed to have them like a while ago. I don't know why it took so long, but it finally got here. Of course, it's raining outside, so I came here to make sure that they were taken care of. Brought them inside. I just want to share them with you guys because they look awesome. I'm going to show you the contrast between the gold and the silver. Before I do, I want to say hey to Prater 7. What's up? We got Chauncey in the house. Hail, Chauncey. Nicholas Gear, thank you for joining me today. You got the beam pad. What's going on? Good to see you. Scary Batman Jenkins, ready to see those silver beauties. Yes. Pedro Ang, what's going on, brother? Really dug that Reaper Destroyer with both the sketches that you did on my character. I really like to see everybody doing their takes on my characters. Really cool to see the different artists drawing it. It's awesome. I say that. I got What About in the house. Hail, what about? Hail. Hail, Carl. Hi, you Silver Ashcans. Away. I dig that. What's going on, J-Bot? Hail the chat. All right, let's do this. Let's share this other camera for a second. Let me pull this up. Add to the stream. That's not what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it like that. All right. I got to apologize for the light as best as I can down here. Not the best. Trying to get it so that this thing actually shows up. So this is the silver foil Ashcan. And I thought it came out great. What they did. Why is that fuzzy? Let me share this again. Sometimes that camera, when you share it, comes in out of focus. And I don't know why. This should be better. This should be better this time around. There we go. There we go. Now we're talking. Okay. So this is the silver edition. And I thought it came out gorgeous. So what they did, the gold edition was a gold overlay. So it had much more of like a gold kind of feel to it. And this camera doesn't even do this justice. Like in person, this, it shines. It's not really catching up, but like all this red in his armor just really pops when it hits the light. Yeah, it's kind of disappointed with the way the camera looks, to be honest with you. But yeah, I lost the light. There we go. But yeah, all the metal in his armor, all the red metal in his armor just really shine. It's got this really cool pattern within the logo. And I'm going to show you the contrast here in a second between the gold and the silver. Yeah, thank you, man. So this is the same printer I went with last time, Hero and Villains. They do a great job. Small printer out of Arizona. I recommend everybody check them out. But they had they're constantly updating their technology and getting new practices and stuff like that in to do different things. So I hit him up about the silver foil, and he's like, well, we can do a couple different things. We can do an overlay like we did with the gold. He's like, oh, we got this brand new technology where we can do this actual silver. And like I said, this camera is not doing this justice as far as what this actually looks like. Let me see if I can bump up the light here. Maybe it'll do a little better. Maybe. Okay, that helps. That helps a little bit. You can kind of see where it's. I know I got that glare there, but you can kind of see where it's shining. Look at the orbs on his hand really kind of pop out there. Yeah, this looks awesome. This looks awesome. Oh, we got Ashton Jackal. What's going on for $2? Thank you, brother. He says, can't wait collecting these like infinity stones. Hell yes. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Predator 7 says, I've never had or even seen an Ashcan in person, but that looks way nicer than I was expecting. Looks great. Yeah, I mean, the traditional Ashcan, is a little bit cheaper. If you picked them up at cons, a lot of times they're always black and white, but they're just a little bit more cheaper in production value because, it's basically an advertisement for a book that's going to be coming out. So mine, I wanted to have it, and again, I ripped this off from Sean. This is all ripped from Sean Arendt, who did his Ashcan for Type 1. And I ripped it off from him. So this is all kudos to you, Sean. I'll give you all the credit in the world. But I wanted to make sure that my Ashcan was, it's a collectible, right? That's what we're doing here. We're trying to provide higher quality kind of collectible versions of our books. And man, I like this. I'm almost thinking, oh yeah, cool. So this is what's different too. This has a white back as opposed to the gold has a silver back. So that's kind of cool. So all right, here's the contrast. Here's the contrast between the two. Now you're going to notice with the gold, see how it's more of the overlay. Still looks cool, still shines. I dig it. This looks awesome, but it's definitely more of just like an overlay, gold overlay over everything. You know, it almost reflects a little bit better from the entire thing. But this has more of a shine in the spots where it's really meant to pick up, like his armor, his orbs, really, really shine when the light hits it. The color pops a lot more with this than it does with the gold. So I gotta say, man, these silver covers are beautiful compared to the gold. I mean, not that the gold, I don't want to diminish the gold at all. Like, I absolutely love this. This is great. I've been getting rave reviews. People are digging this. They like the gold as well. But just the difference between an overlay and doing the actual silver, um, a ton of difference because you actually get a lot of that pop in the colors popping. It looks great. So, yeah, so this is the difference too between the two. The gold is going to have a way more like a shinier background or back of the book. And this is just kind of a plain white, nothing special on the back. But again, this is a second printing. So this is the first printing. This is a second printing. Funny enough thing is the second printing though is going to be the more rare printing because I think we did 200. We printed 200 of the gold, and we printed 75 of the silver. So if you got either of those guys, these are going to be rare books for sure. Collectible rare books. Hopefully they'll appreciate. And especially when I get them up on a store, whether it's eBay or I don't know, Shopify, something like that, they're going to be more expensive to anybody that didn't back it. So if you backed it while the campaign was going on, you guys got it for the $20 price, free shipping. If anybody backs it after that, you're going to get it for, I think they're going to be going for like $50. That's another thing I ripped off from Sean. So see. Oh, crazy mad. Who day, brother? Good to see you. Thank you for joining me today. Carl says, but it will burn a vampire's hand if they read it. That's true. That is very true. And that's why I did it. Got Drew G in the house. Says, looks great. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Noah, my man's in the house. It looks great. Yeah, I'm really excited about these guys. This came out real well. And this printer I'm working with, I don't know if I'm going to be going with them for the entire campaign or not, for the actual full book. But they do a great job, quality work. I've really enjoyed working with them. And I might just go with them for the entire book, but I'm digging this foil, guys. What do you think? If I did the main book and got that wraparound cover, full size, full color book, would you like to see a foil cover on it? Or would you want to see just like a more traditional, like regular cover? That's what I'm looking for. Scary Batman Jenkins says, do you have any more of the silver? I didn't get one because I had the gold, but wow, the silver is amazing. Yes, I overprinted. Not that many because I have to make sure that once we ship them out, that I've got enough left over in case there's any damages or whatever, so that I can cover those. But whatever's left over from that is going to go on probably my eBay store when I actually get that up and running. But there's not going to be a lot. There's not going to be a lot when they go up there. I'm not selling any more right now. So as soon as I got these in, that's it. It's done. Because if I keep taking orders, I'm going to run out of extras where I can repair or replace a bad delivery, which honestly, on the gold Ashcans, I had to send out 2 different customers. I sent one guy 3 different copies because they kept getting damaged, and another guy two times I had to send out books. So I got to make sure I have extras for those. The gold is cool, but the silver looks fucking amazing. Yes, like that's why I was like when I was talking to the guy with the printing, these were the different options he had. I thought the gold overlay would look cool, the color scheme. And when I saw it, I really dug it. But this time around, when I was talking to him, I was like, hey, is there anything we can do to make the colors pop more? And they were starting to go over different newer kind of equipment that they had and newer technology that they're using for printing. And again, guys, this camera doesn't do it justice. It really doesn't. Like this thing looks so good live or in person. It really just reflects so good in person. I'm looking at it right now where it's reflecting, and I'm seeing it not really showing that on the screen as much as I'd like. But yeah, this looks solid, like to the point where like I kind of want to do that for the main book. Yes, people will regret it. That's what I like to hear. Make people envy. I'm just kidding. But yes, seriously. Thank you. What about? It says looks good. Drew G says, I want the action figure. Dude, that would be cool. That would be cool. If I could ever get up into like that echelon, right, where I could afford to make an action. Let that turn on. Turn it off. I got my light box underneath me. I'm gonna plug this. Hit that again. If I could ever get up in that echelon where I could do action figures, like PTP or EVS, man, that would be sick. That'd be really. I'd love to see an action figure of Reaper Destroyer. I think that would be absolutely awesome. I'm gonna have to hit you up in the DMs about where to get this printed. Yeah, definitely. If anybody's interested, hit me up. I'll definitely give you the information. I should probably drop links in here to where I got it printed. I recommend all creators, uh, go check them out. They've got reasonable prices for their books. I think they do quality work, and they're only getting bigger. So who knows if those prices are going to go up in the future? They probably will. Right now, they're very competitive though with the bigger printers because bigger printers, as you might know, charge an arm and a leg for a lot of stuff. So going through these guys, I was able to take the money I got in. I was able to put this into books, put it into prints. The first campaign got magnets. With the second, this campaign's not going to have magnets, but the first campaign did. I want to keep it, a little bit separate. So the first campaign, it's more of a special thing. You got more of the first campaign than you did the second chance. But this one also comes with, another bunch of these prints, and they do a really good job in the prints. So another set of prints are going out with the book. So you're going to get that. Whoever backed this is going to get the book along with the prints. So yeah, I'm extremely happy, guys. I'm extremely happy. This came out great. The same printer as you for your complete book, the Ashcan turned out great. Yeah, I'm really, they're impressing me. I went with them because I got recommended for some creators that went through them for like small stuff. Now the only thing is, I have no idea how many of the big books I'm printing. I'm kind of new to this. Like when the actual campaign hits, if it's a small print run and they do digital, I think they'll be fine. But if it's a big print run and I have to do non-digital printing, I don't know if I can go with them or not. Somebody that's got a little bit more experience, I'll have to talk to them about with that. Maybe I see Phil in the chat. Maybe he can have maybe a thought on that as far as digital versus like the actual traditional printing, I guess you could say, when it comes to what size orders. But right now they're impressing me. This is the second time I've gone with them. I like this new cover. I think the silver foil really pops. Those colors really stand out. So they're not muted. You're going to see everything that's awesome, especially with this wraparound cover for the main campaign that I'm doing. You're going to have Bat inking it, and you're going to have Kyle Ritter coloring it. I definitely don't want to have those colors muted or lost. And I want them to just pop and shine because I know that it's going to look so awesome when it's done. So I don't know. I might run, a poll or something in the future as we're getting close to printing down the line and see if people want, or actually getting close to launching the book. Do you want me to do a foil cover? Do you want it to be a traditional kind of regular cover? Should there be an option? The interiors look awesome too. I haven't been able to back the book yet, but it's definitely going to be now. Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it, Prater. And so this is just a black and white preview, drawn by me, inks by Weems and Joe Weems and Matt Bat Banning, lettered by the king of letters, Mr. Eric Weathers. Yeah, Ashton said Joe sent me explosive plastic sleeves. That's the only way I could describe what happened. Yeah, Ashton is the guy I sent 3 different packages to, and every time they showed up, the bags had blown apart. The books are all over the place. Of course, I think he's down in a part of the country where the post office is rough for their packages. I don't know, but again, that was one of the reasons why I started bubble wrapping stuff, and I think I'm going to continue that practice because once I did that, they were showing up good, and I don't think there was an issue. I'm going to mark it for a light box. Are you happy with yours? This is a cheap one. I bought this for like, I think $20 on Amazon. I just wanted to try it to see how it worked. It's all right. I would say spend money on a more expensive one because the light, although it gets bright, you can see. Oh, shit, let me plug this back in. You can see it gets pretty bright, but once you put your paper on there and then another paper on top of that, it's not as bright as I would like. So when I first got it, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like got 4 levels of brightness there. But yeah, spend a little bit more money on a good light box if you really want to get your money's worth out of it. There he is. Phil, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Loving Lost Pages too, and loving the People's Ashcan you sent. Very cool. I recommend everybody go out. That's still on demand, isn't it? If it is, everybody go out and back that. That's an awesome book. Prater said to Ashcan, he said that sounds like something you'd have to clean up when you wake up in the morning. Ugh. I like that though. That's cool. I dig it. I'm really interested in the Shelby original art. Yeah, that'll never be for sale. Never be for sale. I'm keeping that for myself. I've got original art by Shelby drawing my character. Yep, that's going in my collection. That's never going for sale. Thank you, Phil. Appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely, Prater. Buying a light box was one of the best choices I ever made as an artist. Yeah, it comes in handy. So a lot of artists will go from like little thumbnails and they'll blow them up, print them out, put it on a light box, and go over the page. I just go right to the page because I like the energy of that. I like the feel, the layout a little bit more. But having a light box is nice because if let's say I'm struggling on something like a face or the hand or something, I can actually put it on a light box, put a piece of paper, and draw it a bunch of different times. So I'm not doing a draw erase thing, which is going to wear down my comic book paper. Figure that all out on a light box, get it looking the way I want, and then boom, I can just put it right on the paper with the light box. So to me, it works good for fixing errors or if I'm having a hard time with anything. So I definitely recommend it. It's a good tool to have, and like I said, some people actually use it for thumbnails and everything. Yeah, I kind of got to turn this on a weird angle to actually get it to show the way I want to show here in the camera. But yeah. Yeah, this thing is going to be good. You guys are going to love this. Those that back this are going to love it once you get it in your hands. Because like this, it's not showing up on the camera, but this is just popping. This red is just shiny. It's popping out. Yeah. I dig it. I dig it. All right, let's get rid of this camera. Get rid of this camera. Talk to you guys for a second. And then I am going to go check out Moon Knight. Like I said, I left work early. I go pick my daughter up around 4ish. So I got a little bit of time on my hands. I wanted to come home, get those Ashcans, show everybody. Because I wanted to share you guys to share in my excitement because it's always fun when this stuff comes in. It's a good time. It's a good time, right? It's a good time to be a creator. It's very exciting. I mean, I still can't believe I'm at this point right now. Like, we're getting ready to launch the book in May. By the way, May 14th on Michael Bancroft's channel at 9 p.m. Be there, put it on your calendars, mark it in your phones, do everything you can so you are there that night with us. We're going to party. We're going to have a good time. I'll probably be streaming throughout the day on multiple channels. I've had a number of people reach out to me, want to get me on. I might do my own stream in the morning. It's just going to be a whole day thing. It's going to be fun. We're going to do a tailgate show on Ott and Stuff at 7 o'clock that day. So it worked out good that it's going to be on a Saturday. Don't blame a guy for trying. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I like your style though. I do. Persistence sometimes pays off. Sometimes it does, but not in this case. No, not in this case. So yeah. Well, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for joining me today. I will be 10 o'clock tonight, Ott and Stuff. We've got Peter Palamali on. Did I say that name right? Peter Palamati. Peter Palamati's on, who, if anybody's interested, is the first guy that Sean ever ghost inked with. So that'd be kind of cool. Get some cool conversations going. I just have a cheap $50 light box, but it's just the right size for me. Yeah, like I said, I think this was like $20-$30. It's very cheap and it comes in handy. I think if I was doing anything more than what I was doing, I would get a more expensive one than this one. But for what I use it for, this is perfect. No worries, no problems. So yeah. So anyway, this is the first book I pulled out, the first one I looked at. So I gotta go through them all and look for blemishes or anything like that. I just gotta make sure before I send them out that they look good, and which I'll do over the next couple of days and just look through them all, make sure everything's looking good. Last time, I think everything went out pretty good. I didn't really have that many complaints. I think I caught anything that was a scratch or a mark. This is my personal copy, which you can see why I'm holding it. But when I package your guys, if you backed it, I'll be wearing gloves. You'll be the first people to touch it from the printer, since the printer. You know, that's a promise. You know, make sure that it's nice and preserved. Someone I talked to recommended theirs. Looked it up and it was a couple thousand or a couple $100. Yeah. Yeah, they can get expensive. They can get expensive, but if you look at it as an investment and if it's something you're going to use on a regular basis, it's probably worth it. And they're probably expensive because the light is probably a lot better. And honestly, when you're drawing something and you're trying to get that light shine through so you can see the paper below the paper you're drawing on, you want it to pop as much as you can because if you're inking something that's blue line, you want to make sure you can or not inking something. If you're drawing something, you want to make sure that you can, catch all that tiny little details if depending on what your under drawing looks like or what your thumbnail looks like. So yeah, I would say spend the money if you got the chance. But otherwise, whatever works best for you. Wiley Draws seems to really enjoy his, and that seemed like a cheaper one. So go with that. Wiley Draws, J Draws says, amazing how Amazon has a cool light box built into a drafting board. Really? Now that's a cool idea. I always thought that would be cool. I didn't know they actually really did that. But when you're thinking about light boxes and stuff, I was like, why don't they just make it right in your drawing board? Or make the entire thing like this? This drawing board's glass. It would be cool if the entire thing was just have lights under it. Boom. Your entire drawing board is a light box then. That would be awesome. Somebody invent that. Unless it's already invented, but somebody rip it off and put it out there. It's $1 million idea. There, I'm giving that to you guys for free. $1 million idea for free. It's all yours. I have to look that up. Hey, what's up, Comic Book Bob? Watching on the shitter. Hey, everybody. Or hail, everybody. Hail to the shitter. The only place to watch a YouTube show. I like that. It's the most relaxing place in the world. But yes, I was just wanting to show off the silver foil Ashcan, which that camera actually kind of picks it up a little bit better. You can see where it's shining. But again, this lighting down here for the camera doesn't do justice about how this actually looks. This looks fantastic. I'm extremely happy about this. Compared to the gold, don't get me wrong, the gold still looks good, but it pops better than the gold. All around, yeah. Gold still looks great. Still collectible. But I'm really happy with instead of going the overlay, going the actual foil version and making everything pop like that. Very, very cool. Very cool. Hey, get over it. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. And thank you for the super chats that you've sent out. It's very cool of you. Very cool. He says, looks sick. Thank you. Appreciate it. Got 80s made a consumer. Hail chat. What are we talking about today? I just held this up. So what we're talking about is the silver foil Ashcan, the Reaper Destroyer. The campaign I ran earlier in this year. This is second chance Ashcan to the gold that we ran at the tail end of last year. I just got these in from the printer. So I'm going to start fulfilling these and getting them out hopefully next week. I'm going to start working on it this weekend. I do have to finish the wraparound cover first so I can get that out to bat. But then I'm going to start packing this up. So I'm going to have a busy weekend getting all this stuff out and then hopefully get it out to everybody as soon as possible. But yeah, this is a really cool silver foil Ashcan to my preview to my book. So it's a 6-page preview with black and white story in full script. It's got some extras, got like character sketches, bios, story breakdown, stuff like that in there. And it's also got this awesome pinup, black and white pinup by Shelby Robertson, which the colored version of this is going to be a card that's going to go out to the first 100 backers on the campaign. An awesome preview there for Sean's Type 1, which, by the way, is on Indiegogo now. Please go and sign up for that. So that is what we're talking about. Noah says, I think I remember seeing a picture of Greg Capullo at his drafting table in the 90s, and it was like a custom built one with a light table type thing built into it. I would be surprised. Somebody had to have come up with that idea at some point. Just signed up for that. Need it in my life. Hell yes. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. All right, let's do some housekeeping real quick. So if you haven't already, please go to Indiegogo and sign up for Reaper Destroyer now. Like I said before, you're signing up. You're going to get access to the secret tier, which, by the way, I said yesterday on Mandy's channel, the secret tier is going to be something nice. I'm going to make it something nice, not just like a discount on like a $10 discount or something. It's going to be something I want to stand out and be memorable. But yeah, go to Indiegogo now. I got the links below in the description. Art by me, inks by Joe Weems, Matt Bat Banning. We've got Kyle Ritter gonna color this and make it look fucking amazing. Mark Polton's on here, is the editor of the book, also helping me with scripting and overall story. So I've just assembled as best of a team that I could put together for this book. I cannot wait to launch it May 14th, 9 p.m. It's a Saturday show on Michael Bancroft's channel. I'm telling you guys, mark it in your calendars. Let's go. The entire day. Keep track of me, what I'm doing on here. The entire day, we're going to be doing stuff. So come hang out with me the entire day. It's going to be fun. I'm going to try to not get wasted by the time I'm on Bancroft's, because I go right on to CG Talk after that. So yeah, I'll be drinking a little bit. It's going to be a good time. I'm gonna enjoy this, because you only have your very first launch once in your life, right? You launch a new project from now on. It's like, all right, we've done it before. It's still exciting, but this is the first time I'm launching a book. I'm going to make sure that I remember this day for the rest of my life, and I want to share it with all of you. Got that. Gregory, good to see you. Hail. Thank you for stopping by, brother. I'm signed up. Can't wait. Thank you, Drew G. Appreciate it. Oh, also, if you guys are signed up, remember to hit that confirm. When you get the email, after you sign up, you get an email from Indiegogo and it says confirm, sign up or whatever. Just make sure you hit that. It'll take you right back to the page. It will confirm that you've signed up. Because if you look at all the signups, it'll say confirmed or not confirmed. So I just want to make sure I throw that out there and everybody knows that. That was my next question, but you answered it. Ritter on colors, hell yeah. Back in day one. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, Kyle is going to kill it, man. Kyle's absolutely going to kill it. I've had great conversations with him about color palette and what he's thinking about the look of the book and the feel of the book. And I love everything that he's bringing up when it comes to color tones. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what he does with it. And if you've seen the work, I mean, you've seen Kyle's, you've seen the stuff he does. He's just phenomenal at just a fucking awesome colorist, man. He can really make shit pop, look good, make it look more than just 2D with his colors. Yeah, that Gem Shot cover is awesome. You saw the stuff he's done with Dale Keown's, like Salamandroid pinup he did, the Cyber Frog. I mean, it's just, the dude's a genius. He's on a different level. He's on a much different level, that's for sure. Improbi. Oh, hail. I'll save up some Ducats for Joe's coming out party. Ooh, yeah, coming out. I like that. Let's do that. Hail, Lion Mill Studio. Good to see you. What's happening, y'all? Yep, just showing off the silver foil Ashcan. If anybody's joining us now, just got this in. So everybody that backed this, again, I can't preface this enough that the light down here does not do this justice. It kind of catches it, but you definitely see where it's shining. In person, this thing looks awesome. So anybody that backed the second chance, I'm going to be working on it this weekend and get it out to everybody fast as I can. Jay Lee, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Afternoon. Yeah, so that was pretty much it. So go check that out. Sign up for it if you haven't signed up. If you can, do me a favor, share it on social media, because word of mouth is a big thing. To definitely get it out there to the public. Oh shit, where is it? Oh, I missed this. All right, hold on a second. I need to find. It's in. That is not what I wanted to type up. Why is my chair making so much noise today? It's like ridiculous, is what it is. All right, before I get out of here, I do want to share and talk about my co-host on Ott and Stuff, Sean Arendt, has a campaign. Type 1 is up on Indiegogo right now for sign up. If you haven't already, please go and sign up for this. This is going to be a very fun book. It's about a guy that inherits this old Mayan armor called it's the Type 1 Armor. His character's name is Strees. He's also a character that struggles with diabetes in real life. So this has if you know anything about Sean, he also has diabetes. So this has like a real world kind of feel. It's basically him as a superhero as he's writing, and it's something he wants to do to inspire, anybody that's growing up with diabetes, especially juvenile kids like he was when he got it, that you can still aspire to be anything you want. It's not something that can hold you back. It's a really good cause. He's working with a juvenile diabetes group right now to kind of get more eyes on this project and to get it into the hands of kids that are dealing with this on a regular basis, that have to go with this, that really just interrupts your life when you get it. So really good cause. Won't let me sign up twice. Well, thank you for trying. I appreciate it. But if you haven't, check it out, please. It's going to be an awesome book. It's right in my wheelhouse of like that 90s. If I'm more like Top Cow in 90s, Sean is more like Extreme Studios 90s. So it's got a little bit more of that extreme feel. You can see like in character design and how he draws. It's going to be action. It's going to be a fun book. I'm excited about it. I don't know if he's got a launch date for it yet or not. I think maybe July he's looking at, but don't quote me on that. Signed up long ago. Looking forward to this book. Thank you. You talking about Sean's or mine? Either way, thank you. If you signed up for both of them, thank you. Appreciate it. Does insulin power him up or down? That's a good question. That's a good question for Sean. You should ask him that. I do know that in the preview book, which he did a 16-page black and white preview book, which I have over there somewhere. He does address it in that book that he does, after fighting for a while, gets like weak, because like his insulin will go down or whatever, and the armor itself is what is kind of like his backup, kind of takes over like cruise control, and helps him through the situation. So it's pretty cool. He's put a lot of thought into this. Obviously, he's put a lot of himself into the book as well. So I think it's really, really crafted well. I've read the script. Well done. I'm very proud of him, as my brother and as a comic book writer / artist creator. I'm really proud of the character and the story he's put together. And there's a lot of tie-ins to Reaper Destroyer in weird ways that weren't meant to be, because I think it's just similar influences that we have when we were creating our characters and stories. We have a very kind of similar feel to, he deals with like Mayan lore. I deal with a little bit more of like a supernatural, ancient human, immortal kind of ancient aliens type thing lore, but it's all kind of the same thing. It's really cool. Remember, Bret Michaels of Poison has diabetes as well, and look what he has done. I did not know that. 90s comic book, that's my jam. Yeah, we're bringing it back, guys. We're bringing it back. There's a bunch of creators out there that's going to bring more and more of that 90s aesthetic, 90s feel to their books. I'm definitely doing that with Reaper Destroyer, specifically with kind of like the more Image Top Cow kind of 90s feel, and Sean's doing that with Type 1, a little bit of the Extreme Studios feel. I grew up a fan of Image. I'm a child of the 90s. I'm a child of Image Comics, so I mean that's what I love. My art's gonna reflect it. It's gonna show it, and I've got a hell of a team on my book. I think I'm gonna do a stream. I don't know if it's gonna be this week, maybe it's gonna be next week, but it's gonna be all about Reaper Destroyer. And I'm just going to invite you guys to ask any of the questions you have about the book. We'll talk about the book a little bit, because I thought it might be a little bit more fun to talk to you guys and answer the questions that you have about the book, instead of me just sitting here talking about the story and this and that and just rambling on and on and on and trying to catch a comment every once in a while. So I don't know what I'm going to title it, but if you guys are interested in that, it might be sometime this week, might be next week. I'll figure it out, but we'll sit down, we'll go over what the book is, and I'll answer all you guys' questions of what it might be, and like all this kind of stuff, including technical questions if you have about the campaign, what I might have tier wise, and like all that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Let's see. So far, the early 90s is the best era of comics. It is. True statement right there. Financially, it's the best era. If you look at the numbers, there's nobody pushing the numbers now like they did then or before that. The numbers of copies of books that were going out. I don't care if they were just going to stores. And everyone was like, yeah, they're going to stores and sitting on shelves, whatever. You can find a bunch of those books in the back orders or the back bins, dollar bins, 25-cent bins, whatever, because they printed so many, but they were in high demand. Like the 90s, you had the speculators coming in, like everybody thought the comics were going to be worth retirement. They're gonna be able to retire on their collections, one day. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but you had a ton of people buying books back then. The art was out of this world, with the artists and the stuff that they were doing. I mean, they were like experimenting with styles, page layouts, all this kind of stuff in the 90s. And it just made it exciting. There were awesome new characters created in the 90s, probably more so than any decade that I can remember. Characters that stood the test of time, characters that came out and just were instantly popular. Remember when the darkness hit? Instantly popular. Witchblade, instantly popular. Spawn, Youngblood, Wildcats, Cyberforce, Deadpool, Cable, all these characters were just boom, 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 boom. People attached to them very quickly. So yeah, I'll argue with anybody. I think the 90s was probably the best era for comics, especially the early 90s. Before 2012, I was buying a lot of image books. I got out of buying comics because I had to go to school and tighten up my finances. Got back into comics in 2007 and found out that the state of comics, I was kind of similar. I got back into comics around 2015, 2016. Same thing. I was just kind of like, man, it's not. Yeah, it was sad. It wasn't what I remembered. It wasn't the world that I remembered. But that's what we're trying to bring back, guys. That is the energy, the feel, the vibe of what we're trying to bring back here through the Ott and Stuff brothers. Superior Press with me, Imagine Entertainment with Sean. We are definitely trying to bring that back to you guys. So if you've been missing that feel of the 90s books, that fantastic art, the fun characters, you're going to love Reaper Destroyer. You're going to love Type 1. I guarantee it. Yeah, Pit, one of my favorites still. And Pit 12, if anybody's interested, if you get Pit 12, look in the back in the fan art section. It's the very first piece I ever had printed. And I sent my work to Dale when I was 14 years old or something like that. And he was kind enough to put the drawing into the fan art section. So you'll see a section down there that says Joe Sontag, and it's got this picture of, I think, Saurus. I drew Saurus, the Saurus character, because I couldn't draw Pitwork shit when I was younger. I tried, I could not. Yeah, the energy of the 90s is unmatched. Absolutely. The Max, yeah, another great character. Man, I should do an appreciating comic book art stream and look at the Max. Look at Sam Keith, but just look at the Max. I should do that. Ashton says, in 30 years, these will be remembered as what started a new era in comics, and a lot of them will be desirable. I like that. I want to help create a new, better era. Yes, let's do it. Everybody in here, like Phil, if you're still watching, Phil's doing a great job. The books he's putting out, especially with Lost Pages, you got characters like Crimstone, the Silhouette. These are very 90s feel characters to me. Mandy Summers with Gem Shock, there's a very 90s feel, kind of Witchblade character, and it looks awesome. Graveyard Shift, John Malin with Graveyard Shift. You got like the X-Men and the Universal Soldiers, Universal Monsters kind of combined there to create an awesome group. Cyberfrog is a 90s character that has been brought here. Dale Keown, I think at some point going to do another Pit run, at least an omnibus, maybe a brand new Pit book, which would be awesome. So it goes on and on, guys. I mean, this is where comics are exciting right now, and then everybody bringing back that vibe is a very exciting thing for me as a reader, as a fan of comics and a fan of awesome art, to see all this stuff. So to be a part of it is amazing and humbling at the same time. Wiley J Draws says, for those interested, I looked up the light table on Amazon. Cheap version is only $100. Others are $400. Yeah, they can get up there. Jay Lee says, while I'm working on it, the horror world is wide open, and many who love horror will find great comics again. Yes, I love it. I love all the creators digging into it. Bring back what works. Bring back the vibe that's missing. I think that's all you need to do. Give people what they want. What's up? Hail 24 Eyes. Good to see you, brother. Hoo-hoo. Luke, what's going on? Holla if you hear me. Welcome. Yeah. So my philosophy is give people something that's familiar but unique, right? And so my character, Reaper Destroyer, when you look at him, instantly people can be like, oh, it reminds me of the Darkness. It reminds me of Spawn. It reminds me of Moon Knight. I've heard people say it reminds me of Batman, or just like kind of all this stuff. So instantly it gives vibes to like all these different characters. So that's the familiar. So I give you the familiar in that, and the design and the feel, and the uniqueness is within the story and how I write the character and how I present the character, you know? So what I try to do with that is bring in the old school fans that are like, hey, that's you, or that's familiar to me. I like it. I'm gonna check it out. And then you're gonna stick around because it's new, you know, and then hopefully I'm bringing in new fans as well that just see it and like it because they like the character design, or like they like the concept, you know, whatever, you know, just bring them in however you can, but give them something familiar but unique. That's always been my philosophy. Same thing with music when I was in a band. Same thing, you know, my band kind of reminded you of Pantera, Lamb of God, you know, kind of feel. So people really gravitated to that when they heard us play, like, oh man, you sound like this, you sound like that. I love it, you know, love those bands. But at the same time, it was brand new, it was unique, you know, and they were able to attach themselves to that and enjoy it. It wasn't like a complete ripoff. So it's a formula so far. It's worked for me, and I'm carrying it into the comic book world. And I'm gonna keep on doing that. Excited to witness new generation of creators. Amazing work. Thank you, the Beam Pad. Me too. Like I said, I'm excited to witness it. I'm excited to be a part of it. Chauncey Blakey, what's going on, brother? He said, "We're in the era. We're in the era to surpass the '90s energy. It could very well be. If you look at the independent books, especially like Comicsgate right now, there's some great IPs being made, great character designs, the following that is being built with the backers, the chat, you know, the YouTube streaming stuff like that. It really does have that feel, that the exciting feel like the 90s, where it was about the creators and about the character, you know, and it was like the bad boy era of comics, right? You know, at least that's what I feel. It's like the bad boy era of comics, you know, the rock star era of artists, you know, and just like shit. I mean, again, we go over, you know, for hours and hours and talk about the 90s, talk about the characters in the 90s, and I would have something to say, you know, because it's one of my favorite subjects. If you watch my Appreciating Comic Book Art series, that's all it is. It's talking about, you know, pretty much 90s comics. You know, I tried to have other eras that I looked at, you know, things that inspired me, but it always goes back to that time when I was a young teenager. I mean, come on, at 13, 14, you know, 12, 13, 14 years old, when you're getting exposed to these characters, you know, the new launch of X-Men was awesome. You know, and X-Force, you know, obviously Todd's run on Spider-Man, and then Image hits, and you got Spawn and Youngblood and Wildcats and Savage Dragon at the time before Eric Larson went off the deep end was still awesome. You know, Cyberforce. Oh man, it's just that was it, guys. Like that was the peak of my excitement and my imagination at the time. It was just in my drive, and that's what made me want to be a comic book artist, comic book creator. I wanted to work at Image. I wanted to have characters at Image, you know. So this is the closest I can do with Superior Press. You know, I want to make my version of Image. You know, Superior Press is going to have multiple IPs. Reaper Destroyer is just a flagship title, but I've got a team book that's going to be coming in the next couple years. I've got a couple other IPs that are going to come, you know, trying to address certain archetypes you want in the comic book universe. I want to build my own shared universe. You know, I'm bringing the other creators to help write it, draw it, all that kind of stuff. Like that's what I want to do. I'm not just satisfied with doing just one book. This is where we start. This is where we start. I'm excited about this, and I've got enough stories to go 25 issues with that at least. But I want to expand it. I want to expand it into a shared universe, and just I want to create what I loved reading as a kid, and I want to bring that to everybody else. Wiley J says, "You, Malin, Frege, Keown should do an anthology like Nolan and his crew did. I would love it. That'd be awesome." Jay Lee, I have to say I'm very thankful 2015 broke my drawing. Oh, not fingers but hand. Could not draw for years. Then Ryan Wynn talked me into picking up the pencil, and after about a year, I am back. Well, good man. I'm glad. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back. Ryan, what's going on? I haven't seen him in a while. What's up with him? Maybe I've just missed it, but yeah, definitely. This is the time. This is the time to really get into being an independent creator. It's a renaissance era right now, especially with what we do here, where we can just sit and we can talk, you know, like we're all friends, you know, it's like a convention feel. Like I'm sitting at a table and I'm just engaging with everybody here. You know, like you don't get that anywhere else. That's why the Kickstarter method is, don't get me wrong, there's people that make money on Kickstarter for sure, but it's not compared to what we have over here, like the Indiegogo Comicsgate crowd, because there's genuine interaction with all of us. You know, we get to know each other. We get to see things as they get created, you know, updates, all that kind of stuff. there's something special we have right now. So I hope we all kind of cherish that and, really enjoy it while it lasts, and hope it lasts for forever, but you never know with these things. So embrace what we have right now, enjoy it. Let's make the best of it. Let's definitely support the creators out there that are putting a lot of money and hard work into books. And again, let's make sure that we hold as backers, hold the creators to a high standard. You want quality characters, you want quality story, you want quality books. And the only way we are going to get better as creators is to get that honest feedback. Now, it doesn't mean you have to tear somebody apart, or, if you're really disappointed, you can say like, hey, I was cool book, but I was disappointed with the story. Like, all right, well, this is why I was disappointed. Well, next time I'm going to, I'm going to go forward. Next time I'm going to take the good and the bad criticism, put it into the book too, and make sure that it's better. And I'm always improving, and that's with you guys, that's where you guys come into play. Noah said, I'm trying to bring that 90s flavor into Mavericks too. Yes, you are. And it's looking fantastic, man. If you haven't yet, please go back. Noah's book. Noah's a young dude, but he's put out like friggin' 1,000 books already. He's a veteran when it comes to that, more experienced than I am when it comes to putting out a book. Fantastic young artist, only getting better. So check out his IP, watch him grow, because it's exciting to see, again, another young creator, just a creator in general, and just growing their IP, growing their talent as they go. So definitely check that out. Follow him, support him, support the Zade brothers. Phil and Brandon over there are killing it with their work. Me, Sean Aaron, all those guys, all the guys, just thank you so much for the support. Comicsgate, hi Comicsgate, hail Comicsgate, love you guys. Drew G says, if you get to the point of action figures, go to Valaverse first. They are amazing. Valaverse. I'll check them out. Maybe one day. I would love to. Like I said, I would love to get sculpts. I would love to get action figures. I'd love to get all that stuff. Again, anything that you could imagine, anything that Ethan's doing right now, I'd love to do, because he came from the 90s. You see what guys in the 90s did with their characters. Todd McFarlane being the gold standard of creating the company, creating the character, creating a toy company, just becoming like the king on the hill kind of stuff. Like that is the ultimate goal, right? Like, I want to do this stuff for a living. I don't want to work for the city all the rest of my life. It's a great job. It pays for the bills, allows me to put food on the table for my daughter and my wife, along with my wife's job. She has a really good job as well. But like, I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. I want to do this for a living. I want to create. I want to put out awesome books for people to read and to enjoy. No, it's all about community. Yes. Hey, what's up, Agent Cub? Good to see you, brother. Also want them in a timely fashion. Being a year late just sucks the enthusiasm out of the project. Yes. I'm going to put a realistic timeline on my book. I'm not going to try to shorthand it just to make it seem cool, and then try to get it out at that time. Like, it's going to be a year. The book's going to take a year. I got a lot of moving parts when it comes to this. It takes me a second to draw. I've got 2 inkers on the book and a colorist. But when you get it, the book's going to look amazing. Like, that's hands down. I guarantee you that the book is going to look amazing when you get it. There's no way it can't with the guys I brought on board. I am putting my all into this, my blood, sweat, and tears. Maybe a little semen. I don't know. We'll see. Check the pages. But I'm putting all this stuff out there. The best work I've ever done right now is going into every line that I draw, and then that is going off to absolute legends and Joe Weems and Matt Bat Banning to ink it, and then it's going to the best colorist in the business, Kyle Ritter, to get it colored. So this, I have a stamp of a guarantee that this book is going to be everything that you want it to be when you back it, and hopefully, I feel like it will be, but hopefully the story will live up to what you're hoping for as well. Juju said Vala made a lot of the Marvel Legends you love. Oh, okay. Good deal. I'll have to check them out. Again, that's probably like a ways off in my thought process, but it would be cool. Also, in case you guys didn't know, the channel did get monetized the other day, so I can actually make money off of YouTube now, which is something I've been trying to do for a while. So thank you to everybody out there that has liked and subscribed to this channel since I started it. Everybody within the last couple months has helped push it over 1,000 subs, and checked out the content so that I could get the viewing hours I needed to be able to take stuff like super chats and monetize, all the videos. So kudos to you guys. I couldn't have done it without you. It again, the support I feel with this group, this movement that is Comicsgate has been amazing. You have helped me put out this book, or you're going to help me put out this book. You've helped me grow this channel. I can't say enough good things. Now all I gotta do is Ott and Stuff. Gotta get Ott and Stuff channel up there. We're sitting at, I think, like 440 subs. I'd love to get that over 1,000 as well. Sean Arendt's YouTube channel, I think it's just under Sean Arendt. Please go back him or sub to him. He's gonna be doing a really cool channel, a show looking at like 80s and 90s cartoons, and just that it sounds really cool. I'll be on there a couple times, but he's gonna have some cool guests on there. It's gonna be fun. He's definitely, I've been trying to push him out. I'm trying to push him out of the nest a little bit and say, you gotta get out there, dude. You gotta do more stuff. You gotta get out, stream a little bit, get in the chats, and he's been listening. He's been doing good. I've been very proud of him. There's a story about Frazetta. Later in his life, he had a stroke. Oh, I didn't know that. It disabled his right side, his painting hand. One night, he scraped off a painting and he had been working on, and by the next morning, he had taught himself to paint with his left hand. Now that is how you do it. That's how you do it. Thanks. Yes, my hand was so bad it looked like I had a paroxysms. It shook. Did I say that right? It shook so bad, but it's healed up. Joe has seen some of what I'm doing now. Yeah, it's looking great, brother. So I feel good in working on my stuff. There are too many A's in this word. My dyslexic brain is not too many A's and O's. So I don't even know what that word is. That's the sucky thing about having dyslexia. Too many letters like together, it'll just jumble my brain. Next morning So all right, guys. Thank you for joining me today. I just want to do a stream real quick. I've been going for almost an hour. I always say that. I was like, I'm gonna do a quick stream, and I look up and it's been almost an hour. But you guys are fun to talk to. It's fun to converse with you guys. I like talking about the 90s. I like talking about, obviously, my book, Reaper Destroyer. Talking about Sean's book, Type 1. Again, this is the This is the silver foil Ashcan that just came in for all the backers for the Second Chance campaign. I will be getting this out to backers while I'll be working on getting packages going this weekend and hopefully start shipping out next weekend. But yeah, this the lighting does not do this justice, because this thing shines, it pops, it sparkles, and it looks absolutely awesome. And if you guys are loving this gold stuff, let me know. It might be something I try to do for the actual book when it comes out. We will see. So again, tonight, 10 o'clock, Ott and Stuff. Peter Palomati, we will have on over on Ott and Stuff channel. I've got the link below for Ott and Stuff. Please go there, sub to it if you haven't already. But that is a fun show over there. We get to talk about creators, or we talk to creators. We talk about art, talk about a lot of fun stuff over there. Have a good time. And the chat over there is awesome as well. So I hope to see you guys over there tonight. I am going to go get ready to go pick up my daughter. I was going to try to watch Moon Knight, but I stayed down here too long. So maybe I'll check Moon Knight out a little bit later. I hear that is a pretty good show. So I'm hoping. Fingers crossed, because it's one of my favorite characters. So don't fuck this up, Marvel. Don't fuck it up. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll see you tonight. Have a good one. And as always, picture me naked. Peace.